At 35,000 feet over the Indian Ocean, a hijacked Boeing 767 is running out of fuel. The men inside the cockpit are demanding an impossible task, one the pilots physically cannot do. What follows will become the deadliest hijacking in aviation history before 2001. On November 23, 1996, Ethiopian Airlines Flight 961 departs Addis Ababa. On board are 175 people, passengers, families, professionals. It's a routine flight, smooth climb, stable cruise, nothing unusual, until just 20 minutes after takeoff. 3 young men suddenly stand up. They rush the cockpit, force their way inside. They claim they have a bomb. But later, investigators would discover the bomb wasn't a bomb at all. It was a covered bottle of liquor. Their demand is simple: fly us to Australia. Inside the cockpit, Captain Lowell Abade immediately understands the situation. Not just the danger, but the impossibility. The aircraft only has enough fuel for a few hours. Australia is over 10,000 kilometers away. It cannot be done. He tries to explain, calmly, clearly, fuel limits, distance, basic physics. But the hijackers don't believe him. They think pilots lie about fuel to avoid long routes. What they don't know is that Captain Abate has been hijacked before. Not once, not twice, but 3 times in total. He knows how these situations unfold. He knows arguing won't save anyone. Time will. So, he makes a decision. Without telling the hijackers, he subtly changes course. Instead of heading east toward Australia, he turns south, toward a small group of islands in the Indian Ocean, the Comoros Islands. There's an airport there. It may be his only chance. Inside the cabin, tension builds. Passengers begin to realize what's happening. This isn't a negotiation. This is a countdown. Time passes. The fuel tanks continue to drain. Inside the cockpit, warning systems begin to activate. The first signs that the aircraft is reaching its limit. The engines are starving. One by one, they begin to fail. At 35,000 feet, the aircraft loses power. It becomes a glider, a 150-ton aircraft silently descending over open ocean. Still, the hijackers don't believe it. Even now, they think it's a trick. Ahead, land finally appears, the coastline of the Comoros Islands. Captain Abate aims for the runway, but he knows he won't make it. There's only one option left: the ocean. He prepares for a ditching, a controlled landing on water. It's dangerous, but survivable. But at the worst possible moment, the hijackers interfere. They grab the controls, they panic. The aircraft becomes unstable. At low altitude, there's no room for error. The wing clips the water, the plane spins violently, and then it breaks apart. Within seconds, the aircraft is destroyed. When investigators later piece everything together, the cause becomes clear. This wasn't mechanical failure. It wasn't weather. It wasn't even a lack of skill. It was a complete misunderstanding of reality. The hijackers refused to accept the limits of the aircraft. They believed something that simply wasn't true, and forced everyone on board to pay the price. Ethiopian Airlines Flight 961 would go down in history as the deadliest hijacking before 2001. In aviation, everything is calculated: fuel, distance, time. There is no guesswork, no assumptions. But on this flight, facts didn't matter, and that decision cost dozens of lives.